The news Ben Affleck is no more wasn't exactly a shock. There have been signs of trouble for months. People magazine reports that Jennifer Lopez wanted to work things out, but Ben Affleck did not.
Jennifer Lopez goes nuts after Ben Affleck testifies against Diddy. There is a lot to talk about these days about Jennifer Lopez, Sean Diddy Combs, Ben Affleck, and a night in 1999 that will never be forgotten. This incident is not just about love and red carpets. It also has a shooting in a bar, legal problems, and rumors that are still going strong after 20 years. In 1999, J-Lo became more famous thanks to her hit songs and growing movie business. At the time, Sean Combs was known as Puff Daddy. He was a hip-hop music mogul who made hit after hit and built his own business. They were a powerful couple who made news everywhere they went. They were young and successful, and in the showbiz world, they were pretty much #couple goals. Things changed on December 27, 1999. Diddy and J-Lo were having fun at Club New York, a well-known bar in Manhattan. It was just going to be another fun night in the city, but things went badly that night when shots were fired inside the club. During the chaos, 3 people were shot, including Natana, a woman who was hit in the face with a bullet. Things quickly got worse as fear spread through the club. After everything was over, Diddy and J-Lo were arrested. Jennifer Lopez, one of the biggest stars in the world right now, and Diddy, who was her boyfriend at the time, were charged. The rumors about J-Lo were quickly put to rest, but that didn't stop them from spreading like wildfire. It made the news, and they loved it. Gunshot residue was said to have been found on J-Lo's hands, and it was said that she had a gun in her bag that night. She could have lost her career before it even got to its peak because of that kind of incident. Diddy was not as lucky as J-Lo. His name was still being looked into. Among the major charges against him were gun possession and bribery, because the police said he tried to pay his driver to take the blame for the gun. Diddy was in a long, drawn-out court case that was all over the news for a whole year. His reputation took a big hit, and even though he was found not guilty in 2001, the whole thing hurt his business and reputation for a long time. When it came to J-Lo and Diddy, the news put a lot of stress on their relationship. By early 2001, they had broken up. The couple, who used to be together all the time, was no longer together. J-Lo went on to have huge success in music, movies, and fashion, while Diddy dealt with the fallout from what happened in the bar. But that night in 1999 has always been a part of J-Lo's life, no matter how hard she tries to forget about it. Things are even stranger now that we are in the present day. Diddy's name has been in the news again recently because of new court problems. Several women have come forward to say that he has done very bad things and made accusations against him. As more and more charges are made, the famous nightclub shooting from 1999 is back in the news. People are talking about J-Lo's role in that terrible night again, even though she has tried to remove herself from it for a long time. The man who used to be married to Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck, is also involved in this mess. There have been reports that Ben testified against Diddy in these recent court cases, which is pretty crazy. Could you imagine speaking against your ex-boyfriend in a case about a shooting that happened in a nightclub more than 20 years ago? That's a level of awkwardness that most of us will never reach. As you might expect, the whole thing is said to have made things very hard between J-Lo and Ben. In Hollywood, dealing with your past is hard enough without having to worry about whether or not your ex is in real legal trouble. Also, there were reports that Ben had to testify against Diddy, and it's not a surprise that things started to go badly for the famous couple. J-Lo and Ben Affleck are no longer together. Yes, they have broken up after a crazy relationship that saw them get back together after being together in the early 2000s, get married, and enjoy a fairy tale return. J-Lo filed for divorce herself without a lawyer. That's a brave move. She filed the papers on their second wedding anniversary, which is a very dramatic event that can only happen in Hollywood. There's even more talk about what went wrong between them because of when they got divorced. According to some news sources, J-Lo and Ben had been fighting all the time and not talking to each other for months. Some people think that Diddy's legal problems coming back and J-Lo's link to the 1999 shooting may have caused the breakup. After all, Ben must not have found it easy to deal with his wife's past coming back to haunt them. The story doesn't end there, though. It turns out that J-Lo and Ben sold their house before they got divorced. This means that both of them knew this was going to happen. Whether it was Diddy's legal problems or their problems, it was clear that something was going on below the surface. On top of everything else, J-Lo and Ben are releasing a movie soon, which makes things even stranger. Yes, they will have to sell a movie together, even though they are no longer married. Could you picture the press tour for that? There'll be a lot of tension in every conversation, and the tabloids will love it. Hollywood just can't help but add a little extra drama to the mix. Now let's add Jaguar Wright as another name to the list. If you've not heard of her, she is a singer who is known for saying shocking things about famous people. She has been talking about J-Lo and Diddy in ways that have made loads of people curious. Wright says that even after all these years, J-Lo may still be watching out for Diddy in some way. She thinks that J-Lo's marriage to Ben Affleck might have been a part of a bigger plan to stay away from Diddy's problems. Wright even gave the impression that J-Lo shouldn't say anything about it because she wants to protect her reputation and stay away from Diddy's court problems. Wright says that back in the day, there was an episode of Law & Order SVU called Three Dog Night that seemed a lot like the 1999 club shooting involving J-Lo and Diddy. She said that the plot of that episode was so similar to what happened in real life that it was finally taken off the air. She thinks the show was taken out because it was too close to home and would have brought more attention to J-Lo's link to the shooting. Despite everything, one thing is still clear. J-Lo has not said anything about it. She has not talked about the shooting in the nightclub in public for years, and she has not talked about the new claims or rumors about Diddy either. She has kept her head down and worked hard at her job, which has continued to do well. But it looks like that 1999 shooting is not going to go away, no matter how hard she tries to leave that part of her life behind. The rumors that she had something to do with the killing will always be there, no matter how successful she is. And that kind of thing's tough to get rid of, especially since the media brings it up every time Diddy gets into trouble. Now, there is a funny side to this because J-Lo is known for being strong, independent, and hardworking. As a self-made woman, she built a huge business that included movies, music, and clothes. She has done a lot of great things, but the shadows of her past keep following her around. And in Hollywood, things from the past tend to come up again when you least expect them to. There has been a lot of attention on him over the years, and he has been through his fair share of problems. Ben's life has not been easy. He has had problems with drugs and has been through public breakups. What he thought about J-Lo was a fresh start, a second chance at the love they once had. Sad to say, it looks like J-Lo's troubled past, especially her relationship with Diddy, may have had something to do with why they broke up. There are even rumors that Ben didn't like that J-Lo's past relationship with Diddy was brought up again, especially since Diddy's recent legal problems were in the news. Dealing with normal relationship problems is one thing, but this is something else entirely. There is also the matter of whether Ben's choice to witness against Diddy in court had anything to do with the split. A few people think that Ben's role in the court case might have made their relationship worse if J-Lo didn't want them to be involved in the first place. So, what will happen next with J-Lo and Ben? That one is pretty open to guess. They are no longer together, but anything can happen in Hollywood. They may stay friends, work together again, and then go their separate ways. Or, who knows, they might even get back together one day. There have been stranger things in Hollywood. It's not over for Diddy yet in the court system. More and more things are being said about him, and it's not clear how this will all end. However, one thing is certain. His link to J-Lo will always be a part of his story, no matter how long it's been since that bad night in 1999. Even if a celebrity's life looks smooth, there's always a lot more going on. There have been some rough spots in J-Lo's rise to fame, and her past still affects her present in ways that no one could have imagined. So, what do you think? Should J-Lo finally talk about that terrible night in 1999, or is her being quiet a good idea? Share your opinion in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed watching today's video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.